Hello, Michael Bull here with the Commercial Real Estate Show at the 2014 National Association of Realtors Conference in New Orleans. We have the opportunity to catch up with Doug Curry, CEO of Xceligent. And if you don't know about Xceligent, you probably do, but if you don't, they have some great resources if you're in the commercial real estate industry, and they also have some great resources if you're looking to buy or lease commercial real estate. Doug, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Michael. Glad to be here.
We appreciate you being here with us today. What a great conference, and I think people might be amazed at how important this conference is for commercial real estate people. But while I have you, I want to use our time wisely. Tell us about, first of all, Xceligent's product that's great for consumers of real estate who are looking to buy or lease commercial real estate.
Michael, I think, originally 15 years ago, we started out trying to provide services to the professionals in the industry, and really over a 15, 16-year period became one of two companies in the United States that proactively research all the buildings in a market, and we have about 850 employees at this point that proactively collect and maintain all the listing data for lease and sale listings, the ownership, the tenant data, the sale comps. And we do that in about 45 U.S. markets. We'll finish kind of the top 65 U.S. markets over the next 24 months. Our most recent market was Los Angeles. But the thing most people don't know is that we were historically a partner with LoopNet. LoopNet, as you know, is the largest online public marketing source if you're going to market your properties out to the general public. But about 2 years ago, when CoStar bought LoopNet, the federal government spun us off, and as part of that spin-off, we actually recreated a competitive alternative to LoopNet by pushing about 450,000 public listings out to a public search site called commercialsearch.com. Today, Commercial Search is getting over 250,000 unique detail page views a month, and about a million detail page views and 250,000 unique users searching that site. So if you're a marketer out in this space that wants to market your building out to the general public, Commercial Search is arguably the largest source for that outside of LoopNet anywhere in the United States. So it's really become a resource, and if you're a realtor in the U.S., you can now put your listings out there for free. The other thing we did recently was we partnered with Realtor.com to become the exclusive search engine for Realtor.com, so that site also points to our product. And then the last thing we did, we realized that in order to make that a great site, we really needed it to become the center point for the largest commercial association of investment professionals, and we became the provider for CCIM. So the site to do business that the CCIMs have used for the last 15 years for their demographics and their location-based analytics now is controlled by Xceligent as well, and we're merging the commercial search platform and site to do business together. So for the first time, you'll have location-based demographics merged with commercial properties to really create location-based analytics in that platform. So the exciting news is we have an online research system that's researched by over 800 some odd researchers across the United States in 45 U.S. markets and growing every month. We're launching a major U.S. market about every 45 days. We're going into we'll be doing some things in the Carolinas right now. We just launched Raleigh. We're finishing Texas. Florida right now is a big push. Then we're heading up the East Coast. But as we're doing that, we're also significantly growing commercial search, and we'll be releasing new technologies that create more of kind of a community platform around commercial real estate for the general public, as well as the professionals in the industry to interact together.
That's fantastic. And for the general public with commercial search, so give an example. So at the website is commercialsearch.com, right?
Commercialsearch.com.
Okay.
Right.
And so a consumer, anyone can go to that site right now and look for properties for sale, for lease, anywhere in the country, right?
Anywhere in the country. You'll see, that there's literally over 400 of the top realtor associations in the country that their MLS pushes listing content there. All of the Realtor.com content goes there. A lot of the CIEs in the country push their content there. And right now we do that for free as a partnership with NAR. We also push every research listing in the country to commercialsearch.com. So it winds up with, it's the only time other than LoopNet. LoopNet wound up being about 550, 600,000 public listings. It's the first time that any company has gotten over 100,000 verified listings, and we're close to 450, headed to 500 really quickly.
Okay, so as I understand LoopNet, they're just publishing properties that people actually put on that go out and put on LoopNet.
Right.
But what you're saying is you're actually, from Xceligent, you're taking properties that you guys have went out and researched and found, and you're also exposing them on commercial search.
Exactly. So not only we're taking the research content, we're taking different multiple listing feeds, we're taking a lot of different sources and aggregating it to one place to create a more robust marketplace for commercial real estate content. And then the general public right now can search all of that for free, so it's starting to drive a lot of visibility for your listings. So you want to make sure your content's on the site either way, and our objective is to make sure that we have that community platform recreated in the industry.
It's pretty easy to put your content on commercial search, right? What are the alternative ways to do that?
You know, you can either, if you're in one of our research markets, you can literally just send your listing to one of our researchers, and by taking the update call, we'll do that for you. If you're in any other market in the United States, you can, just like you could on LoopNet, you can go key that in yourself, with the one primary difference being that you can do that for free. You don't have to pay to post. You could also just make sure it's on your MLS. You could make sure it's on Realtor.com. If you're a CCIM in the country, there's now a private listing exchange for all CCIMs powered by Xceligent on commercial search. So any one of those mechanisms can work.
Okay, and Xceligent is how many markets right now?
Right now we're in about 45 U.S. markets. You know, we've kind of consolidated some of those together, some of the Texas markets, but we're in about 45 U.S. markets. Our objective with the FTC originally was to cover the top 65 within the first 48 to 60 months. We're going to hit that goal. You know, the company kind of started at about 150 people when we started 2 years ago. We crossed about 850 employees here in the last month. So the organization's changing fairly significantly. We'll continue to launch markets. We just launched LA. We've got some of the big ones ahead of us. Chicago and New York are coming up next, right after we finish Texas and Florida. So we've got some major markets coming right behind this. Like I said, pushing into the Carolinas and coming up the East Coast.
That's great. And it seems to me more than your competitor that you are partnering, if you will, with realtors and with CCIMs. That's a little bit different, isn't it?
It is. Our objective, I think, you know, maybe some of the other platforms took more of a closed approach of kind of we're going to control it and approach it that direction. Our theory was let's invite the industry to be partners. It goes down to the street level where in Atlanta, Georgia, where you're from, we invited the top 30 office brokers to sit on a panel and literally review our end of the quarter stats. So when we produce those, it's the industry certifying the data. We do that in every major market in the country. We have about 1,100 of the top leasing brokers in the United States that sit on panels all over the country that certify the end of the quarter data, and then we give that data out to our partners to produce the vacancy and absorption, so the industry is actually announcing what we're doing. We took that a step further, became the partner for NAR, and became their exclusive provider for research and marketing in the United States for their products, and partnered heavily with NAR. NAR sits on our board and helps direct what we're doing. A lot of brokerage firms sit on a strategic advisory board. CB Richard Ellis, Jones Lang LaSalle, Colliers, Newmark, Grubb Knight Frank, all signed multi-year national agreements with us to partner with us across the United States and sign up for every market in the country that we're in. But they also help us on a strategic advisory board quarterly to help us think about which markets to do next, which products to build next. And then the most recent one was CCIM, which we felt like was critical. If you're going to rebuild a national public marketing service for sales-side listings, who better than CCIMs to get involved in that? So they now sit with us on a strategic group. They help us govern and regulate what we're building technology-wise for the industry, and we're in turn building products for them. And we have a couple other associations that are now reaching out to us as well, national trade associations. So I think within the next year we'll announce a couple more. But our objective is to bring together the industry in one coalition so that people feel like there's a marketplace that's kind of owned by the participants, if you will. I
like that because you know, it's interesting when you read an article about a real estate transaction in a publication, if they don't come back to the participants, they come back to the brokers and actually proof it and say, hey, look at this information, tell me it's correct. We'll look at those articles as well, there's some problems with it.
Right.
But you're coming back and saying, hey, this is what we're putting out. What do you think about it? Why don't you bless us and let us know if this was really happening, right?
It's interesting, on the advisory board, I think people ask us what's our number one competitive advantage on the research side, and it was a big gamble to say, what if you took your entire vacancy and absorption stack down at the space level and exposed the entire thing block by block to the industry? First off, you'd have to be really comfortable with the idea that you may be wrong. then you'd have to have a second mindset which says that's okay, let's change it and make it right. And then when you do that, the industry actually works with you to get it right. So we spend tons of man hours in our process throughout the quarter. We have callers calling every building to verify the move-ins and move-outs. When they can't figure it out, we have a tenant research team that calls through the entire inventory of the building. If they can't figure it out, we physically drive to the structure. And then at the end of the quarter, we take all that data where we know, ABC company moved into Suite A, Smith & Walensky moved into Suite B, or whoever it is, and we sit down with those brokers and review it, and we actually make the adjustments when they let us know we're wrong. So by the time everyone leaves the meeting, we know what the vacancy and absorption was at the space level, and I don't think anyone's ever been willing to do that. It's a little bit of a risk, but it turned out to be a really positive advantage for us, and today we certify 95% of the transactions in our vacancy and absorption in an industry certified meeting with the top producers in the marketplace.
That's interesting. Well, tell us, as a closing tip for our interview today, I know you got to get back to the booth, you got a lot of people waiting to see you. What is something that consumers or commercial real estate professionals might not know? What surprises them about commercial search or Xceligent?
I think it's definitely the collaborative approach we take to the industry. We do hear a lot. I think one of the things we hear a lot is that the responsiveness of the service level that we provide is a little bit different from the industry, but a lot of that has to do with the humility of the company. There's kind of two things. People say, if there were 35 companies in '99 that started this, why are there 2 of you left? And I think it really comes down to a couple key things. One was perseverance, that we continue to show up, we don't give up, and our focus has always been do what's right for the industry. So I don't, people have said, have you done something uniquely interesting? And I don't know that we were any smarter than the other people. We had unbelievable perseverance, and we kept showing up. But the other key piece was partnering with the industry, was doing the right things that make sure that the professionals in the industry stay in the career track or in the life cycle of real estate, and that we're not trying to work around that, we're trying to work with that. So that's the key piece. The last piece is the new platform we're engineering is about how do you bring that research side and the public marketing side together in one platform so that I can go do my research, push it out to a marketing platform, see the entire life cycle, and bring it all together. And that's why we're bringing CCIM and other organizations into this, so it's really one giant community platform.
A good move, and thanks for doing it, and thanks for talking to us today, Doug.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great to see you again, Michael. Thanks.
Michael Bull, National Association of Realtors Conference in New Orleans. The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty Commercial Brokerage, a great place to do business. Visit bullrealty.com. RealNex, a comprehensive suite of powerful commercial real estate tools at an incredibly low price. Visit realnex.com. That's REALNEX. Sozo Web Hosting and Cloud Solutions. Secure, reliable, and worry-free. Visit sozo.com. That's SOZO.com. FIU, Florida International University. Earn your master's in real estate online in as little as 10 months. Visit FIUonline.com. And by France Media, providing exposure to the world of commercial real estate. Visit francemediainc.com. For more information on these great companies or for additional podcasts, videos, or blogs, visit CREshow.com.